Good Monday morning, everyone. I'm Avery Anderson.
The American Health Care Act would effectively replace Obamacare if passed, but they've got a fight ahead of them.
We're learning new information about this federal investigations ongoing here in Wichita. It has been a crazy and busy day here at the Sedgwick County Election Office. People are coming in and out, dropping off their mail-in ballots. They are looking for one witness right now. They don't believe this person is a suspect. To get to safety, let me show you. The Turnpike actually has two storm shelters here. You can open it up. It's always unlocked. It is utter chaos out here right now. A lot of people are in an emotional state of mind, as you could imagine. With Mike and Cody, they're employees here at Excel, and they witnessed this whole thing. Guys, talk to me about what you saw when the gunfire went off. It's been 1 year since the tragedy struck the town of Heston. Tonight, we look back on that devastating day and a look toward the future. It's also the largest fire in Kansas state history. I'm just 10 miles west of Medicine Lodge right now, and you can see that there's plumes of smoke all around here right now. There is one person in critical condition after he's been shot multiple times in the torso. I'm going to step out of the way and show you what the scene looks like right now. You can see some officers coming out of an apartment complex. Now let me give you a little bit of perspective. Imagine this. I'm standing in a street in downtown Wichita. From where I'm standing to this traffic light just down the street, it measures about 80 yards. Kicking off this year's Riverfest is a lively one. We have two different fireworks shows going on behind me, so the atmosphere is very upbeat and fun here tonight.
Avery Anderson is there with our continuing coverage.
When we arrived on scene last night, about an hour after the tornadoes hit the town of Eureka, we could tell that there was a significant amount of damage, with tree limbs in the middle of streets and debris all around. But it wasn't until daylight that we got the full scope of just how devastating these tornadoes were. The cleanup in Eureka has begun.
Cleaning up debris and everything, sorting through.
Dozens of places around the town look like this. Sights of locals like Larry Reynolds and his family sifting through the rubble where his daughter's trailer once stood.
She was going to stay here last night, but we talked her into, staying with us through the storm and everything, knowing that she didn't have no shelter in the trailer and all.
Luckily, Reynolds' daughter and children were not inside at the time the tornado hit.
It's just a blessing that, they're okay.
But now that they have returned, the family is forced to pick up what is left.
She's just trying to go through her personal belongings, pictures, sentimental things.
On Friday, Governor Brownback signed a state of disaster emergency for Greenwood County, prompting lawmakers like Senator Jerry Moran to fly in from D.C. to survey the damage of his home state.
I wanted to come and see for myself, express my gratitude to those who are helping clean up, speak to the Red Cross and thank them for their service, and just to make sure that the community knew that they were not forgotten or ignored.
Community members like Larry Reynolds and the rest of his family, who are thankful to be together after this heartbreaking tragedy.
I just tell her to move forward. Just have faith in the Lord,
Darren, a recovering drug addict, tells me the disease eats at every aspect of your body. It creates darkness and pain, and sadly for many, they can never kick their addiction. But for one Wichitan, he was able to overcome the odds after 3 decades of use.
All right, Jim. You have a good day.
It started as a normal childhood for Brian Holmes until
started hanging around with the wrong kids, and we started experimenting with alcohol, and it just went from there.
By the age of 10, Holmes found himself gravitating towards the streets, looking for acceptance from friends. Soon after, he was introduced to marijuana.
It just escalated from there.
Heroin, opioids, cocaine, and meth. Holmes experimented with all of it, and that led to serious addiction.
When I turned 21, I was a full-blown addict.
Then he hit rock bottom.
I spent 5.5 years in prison.
It was at the Norton Correctional Facility that Holmes started searching for help.
And the last time I was in prison, kind of sold my soul. I found Christ at that time.
Holmes says through his 8 years of recovery, he has met many people going through the same struggles and learned the ugly truth about lethal drugs like heroin.
It is a problem, and we got young kids doing it. We've got old people doing it.
28, 21.
Holmes is relieved that awareness is increasing as people from all walks of life can struggle with heroin addiction.
I'm glad that they're recognizing and not stigmatizing it. You know, it's not a stigma, it's an epidemic.
8 years sober and more successful than ever. Holmes tells me if it weren't for his faith and others answering his cry for help, he wouldn't be standing here today.
Simple. There's hope. There's hope for you. All you got to do is reach out.
Holmes is currently leading several addiction recovery groups at his local church, Grace Revolution, and is involved with the Wichita Oxford House. Avery Anderson, KSN News. I sat down with Hesston Police Chief Doug Schrader and Mayor David Kaufman, who both say it is clear the community is still healing, but they remain focused on looking forward and sharing the lessons they've learned with others.
Harvey County 911.
Hi, somebody's firing a gun.
Okay, at XL?
Yes.
In those moments,
How many shots were fired?
I just heard about 4, but there were repeated ones.
life changed for the people of Hesston. The small town of 3,800 was the center of an unthinkable tragedy. In the confusion and chaos that began late that afternoon, even those charged with leading the community found themselves lost.
I just didn't know what to do. I got a call from our city manager, and even then I wasn't sure what was my role as the mayor.
But in the coming hours and days, the people revealed the perfect response.
The outpouring of love from the social media sites and just in people in general. It's been amazing.
Hope and prayer would bring this community marked by its faith together. 1 year later, faith continuing to link those impacted by the tragedy. The community once again gathered to pray, remember, and heal.
My first thought was, I'm just thankful we have Doug Schrader here.
Gratitude from Mayor David Kaufman for the quick response of Police Chief Doug Schrader. The chief arrived on scene within minutes of when the shooting started, killing the suspect.
There's no doubt, yeah. Doug he really is a hero. I know we toss that word around a lot, but there were many heroes, but Doug is definitely the one.
It's a title Schrader didn't seek and doesn't want. He was nominated for several accolades and received the National Life Safety Award and the Hero of the Year Award from the Wichita Crime Commission last October. But he's quick to shine the spotlight on others.
I consider that a group award. It might be my name inscribed on it, but it has our city on it.
He calls the 100 first responders from around the state the real heroes.
Of the injured people, 11 critical. Every person that was transported, all 11 critical patients survived. Now that was nothing I did. That was law enforcement officers getting there, doing their job, getting the wounded into the proper care. And so this was a great big coordinated effort.
He says there's not a day that goes by that he and many others don't think about what happened on February 25th, 2016.
Although not healed, we're healing. Physically, definitely, emotionally, mentally, that's still going to take some time.
That healing process evident throughout the town. Signs of #HestonStrong still line the streets. One on the front door of the Hesston police station. As this community knows, healing is different for those who lost loved ones that day.
I can't imagine what they're feeling, and all I can do is let them know that we really are, our thoughts are still there, our prayers are there, and we haven't forgotten.
They take care of each other, and I think that's the true measure of a good community. Going above and beyond for each other, some of which, neighbors and people they've never met.
And to think it could have been much worse. Schrader says he's thankful that just 2 weeks before, Hesston Police and the Harvey County Sheriff's Office had done national incident management training.
No community can be prepared for this, but we can be more prepared than we were last week.
And that's what he and other officials in Harvey County took away from this tragedy, the importance of educating the public that mass shootings can happen anywhere.
It doesn't just happen on the nightly news somewhere else that it's not going to affect them, that it very well could be their backyard.
Chief Schrader says he and other law enforcement officers are now stepping up efforts to educate schools, workplaces, and other communities on the reality of mass shootings and how critical it is to be prepared.
That's kind of the shocking reality that most people are having to live with. And hopefully we can pay those lessons forward and help other communities prepare.
This police chief and other city leaders say they don't want the town of Heston to be defined by the shootings at Excel on that dark February day. Rather, they want Heston to be known for its resilience.
Some people have asked if we were worried that we might be defined by those tragedies, and the people, as far as the people of Heston are concerned, I know that's not the case.
10, 20 years from now, how I'd like this to be remembered is just how our community just pulled together and surrounded those victims with love and comfort, and we grew stronger from it.
Heston officials say the town received an outpouring of donations. A $225,000 grant was formed last month in Harvey County to support victims and first responders affected by the shootings at Excel Industries. The grant goes to Safe Hope and provides funding for therapy services. Both Chief Schrader and Mayor Kaufman say the healing for those who were personally affected by this tragedy will take years. But they are happy that grants like Safe Hope will provide the help victims and first responders need to get back on their feet and continue normalcy. Avery Anderson, KSN News.